As far as home field advantages go in the playoffs, there are few places tougher on a visiting team than this one. Sold out in Power Field at Mile High in Denver. The winner here goes to the Super Bowl, and we'll know soon enough which team that'll be as we are underway in the AFC title game. And this opening dynamic kickoff not going to be returned. It'll come out to the 30-yard line. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Right to the air goes Nix. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 17 yards on the game's opening play and a quick first down.
And it's a real luxury when you have a guy who can turn a short throw into a solid gain at any moment. Once he caught that ball, he ID'd where the open grass was and got there in a hurry to pick up a new set of downs for his offense.
Now the first carry here for the running back. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good first down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on first down. You're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
From just across the midfield stripe, here's 2nd and 6. Now it's Nix. And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down.
And partner, to me, that one was all about timing. If he's there too early, it's going to be a pass interference call. If he's too late, it's a completed pass. He was Johnny on the spot on that one.
So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. Operating from the gun, here's Nix. And this pass broken up. And the contact well timed there, and now 4th down.
How about that? Red man coverage and decided to test them early. But they proved up to the task and forced the incompletion.
And on their first drive, the offense staying out there. They're going to go for it on 4th. They're going. It's Nix. Pass taken in by his big tight end. He'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. 27 yards, a big play there on 4th.
Well, it all came together on that one, didn't it?
Big-time throw on 4th.
Now that had to feel good, didn't it? Taking that type of a gamble there, making it pay off. What a throw.
And tough as a receiver because no matter how perfect the pass, you know it's 4th down and you got to convert.
A little bit of extra pressure, but he overcame it.
So after the big play on 4th, here's 1st and 10. Now a handoff as they run left side. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line.
A loss of a yard brings up 2nd and 11 at the 23-yard line.
18 Cardinal.
And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. He is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
8th play of this opening drive coming up. This is 3rd down. They just do get the playoff as he'll look to throw. Over the middle, complete. It's Brooks. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. Second catch of this AFC title game, and he's got a first down.
That's a big conversion there on third down, and this has been a great opening drive. You know, at this point, they'd hate to settle for 3, but they've created a fresh set of downs and a first and goal.
They'll let the fullback try and take him home. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. Only a yard on the pickup there. Second and goal.
Well, big man with ball met bigger man on the other side of the line. A really nice play for the defense.
On second down, they'll run it here. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. Taking it in from 4 yards out. And the Broncos are on the board first here in this AFC Championship game. Point after, right down the middle. And that makes the score 7-0. The Broncos kickoff unit out there to kick this one away. And we will not have a return. They'll bring this to the 30.
At their own 30-yard line.
So first and 10 now from the 30.
Here we go. Right.
First carry for the Iowa State man, Breece Hall. And tough going there as he'll only get it up to about the 31. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Brandon, to me, what's important right here on this drive is for them to get at least 2 first downs. They've got to give their defense a chance to settle down, catch their breath a little bit after they give up a touchdown on the opening drive.
Nowhere for Fields to turn, and down he goes. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sand.
And this is what you've got to do against a quarterback like him. You've got to keep him in the pocket and not let him get to the perimeter, because once he gets outside, that's where he can really hurt you.
Here is third and quite a ways.
Here we go. Right.
Now it's Fields. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A real letdown defensively. That was third and a bundle, but they allow the conversion. The big play has them all the way out near midfield for a 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, it's Hall. And he's got it across midfield and into Denver territory. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Here we go. Right.
Now Fields. This pass out wide to Hall. And he'll get nothing there. Stopped right at the line as that will wind us down to the end of this first quarter of play. St. Louis football here to begin quarter number 2, as they've got it with a 3rd down coming up. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down.
Here we go. Right.
Fields. He's got his target. That's complete. And this won't be enough. Stopped a yard short after a gain of 3. 4th down.
Receivers love having the reputation of being go-to guys on 3rd down. And he was fighting like he really wanted to have that reputation, didn't he? I mean, he came very close to making that a first down.
Broke the 1 tackle, but couldn't spring himself free. They snap it to Fields. And it's going to be batted down, and we'll go the other way with the football. The 4th down pass play doesn't work out, and the Broncos will take over on downs. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And just 2 series in here, Charles, but everything's gone to script so far. They got a touchdown on their first drive. Their defense holds, and now they've got a chance to take a 2-score lead.
And to co-sign with you, exactly the start they scripted up. And really, that kind of start, that can set the tone for the game for them.
And he'll be tackled at the 45 following a gain of just 2. Here's 3rd and 9.
A gain of 2 brings up 3rd and 9.
To throw, here's Nix. That's pulled in by Brooks. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. A big play that time on the catch and run. 31 yards.
Well, big plays have been a hallmark of this offense all season, so there was no reason to think that it wouldn't continue here in this title game. Obviously, the magnitude of the event not getting to them early.
Here we go, set. Half the 60, half the 60.
And they'll run on the inside handoff. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
22-yard line. 1 yard gain.
60 by 6, 60 by 6. Hawk 70, Hawk 70.
To throw is Nix. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And they'll be faced with a 3rd and inches. On the sneak, it's Nix, and he will have the Broncos first down, at least at first glance, as they'll spot the football just beyond the marker. They find a way to convert on 3rd and inches.
I don't know about you, but I like this call. 3rd and inches, and instead of worrying about getting it back to a running back and maybe there's some penetration from the defensive front, just go ahead and take it, move forward, and pick up the first down.
And as we say often, shows confidence in your offensive line. From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. Now a handoff running through the middle. And he'll be taken down here at about the 11. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8. AFC title game, 2nd quarter action. 2 minutes to play. 2nd down and 8. Off the play fake. Nix. And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
Hurt. 18, Pioneer. Dragon 60. Set go.
Nix from the shotgun. Got his tight end. That's complete. That's Brooks. And that was some effort, but it would appear that he's going to come up about a yard short. So the completion good for 7 there. And that'll bring up 4th down.
I thought maybe when he caught it, he'd have a good chance of getting that first down, but that's a nice job of holding him up and preventing him from getting to the sticks.
7 Pirates, 7 Pirates. 18 Rattler. 79 Broncos. Ready.
They'll go for it. Here's Nix. And that is caught. Touchdown, Denver. From 3 yards out. And the Broncos' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. Extra point splits the uprights, and it's now 14-0. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And no run back forthcoming, so this will come out to the 30. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah,
that's caught inside the 20. And touchdown! A great play there. 70 yards. And the Blues get a late score here in the final minute of the first half. Extra point right down the middle. And that'll make our score 14-7. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And no chance to see a return on the dynamic kickoff. They'll move this out to the 30-yard line. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And with a little under a minute to go, still time to try to put a drive together to add to their lead should they so choose. Here's Nix. And he will find his man on the outside. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup. He's been the forgotten man in this first half. Not a guy you want to forget. Not only his first catch, first time they've targeted him.
That doesn't make any sense, does it?
Not at all.
Because those are the types of plays that he provides. When he does come alive, when they do look his way, not only is it a big catch, it's a first down.
Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half.
Now, Brandon, that's the way you want to run the football. There should almost be quote bubbles above the offense right now. Bam, boom, biff. That's how they feel good about moving the football.
Nix to the air. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. 7 yards there and a first down. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can...
And this ball will be intercepted. Past the 20. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. And we'll see if that pick six looms large as this game continues, because we've seen plays like that alter a lot of playoff contests over the years.
I would agree with that totally. And you often think to yourself, why do they alter it so much? Because after games, don't we hear coaches and players say, well, one play doesn't usually determine the outcome? But I don't think that's really true, do you? Because there's times when we see plays like that, and all of a sudden the momentum jumps to that team side, it deflates the other side, and they never pick it back up. And then things really go from there, don't they?
That's the thing for me. We talk about momentum changes. A play like that is the ultimate momentum change. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. And no run back here. That's going to be a touchback, and we'll bring it out to the 30-yard line. Denver offense at the line, ready to go, as they will take over here with a little more than 30 seconds remaining. Throwing after the interception. Nix. Throws right side, and that's complete. Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play.
Let's go.
Throwing Nix. This ball taken in here by Brooks. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts. So as they talk it over, we step aside.
When you get a big tight end like this, sometimes it takes more than one man to bring him down. Oftentimes your best bet, just jump on and hold on and wait for your teammates to arrive to help get him on the ground.
Here's a handoff out of the gun. Tackle on that play by Quentin Williams. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. So with 1 second left in the half, on is the field goal unit. And now we'll get a late timeout as it comes in the waning moments of quarter number 2. So on second down, the field goal unit is on here as they try to get 3 before half. This has neither the distance nor the accuracy. It's no good, and this game will remain tied here in quarter number 2. First half in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. One more half to decide who takes home the Lamar Hunt Trophy as we're back underway in this AFC Championship. And we will not see a return of the dynamic kickoff. And the first drive of the second half will commence from the 30-yard line. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And CD, we are in for a very intriguing second half. This is what we wanted, all tied. This is what postseason football is all about.
It certainly is. And doesn't it speak to the parity in the NFL? Roughly half the teams that made the playoffs a year before miss the next year, get replaced. We know it's an any given Sunday mentality. Nothing's easy in the playoffs, but when you have your shot, they're eager to seize it.
Now a handoff up the middle. Duckworth. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 4 coming up.
So statistically, both of these offenses having a rough time getting a running game going. But boy, what a nice play there defensively.
Tackling him behind the line, but you're right. You look at the numbers. Neither side looks on track in the ground game. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
That's an excellent job right there on 3rd down. Like any defense, you never want to let them get anything started, and that would have been a 1st down. Instead, you saw the contact on time, no penalty, and before this drive could get wings, it's 4th down.
That is caught. Oh, he breaks a tackle, and he's got an alley. Still going. And all the way in for the touchdown. A great effort there. 64 yards. And his guys have taken the lead. On this stage, conference championship game, every play is magnified, and that was a big play.
No doubt about it. One thing that has these guys a step away from a shot at a big game, their big play ability. They can strike from anywhere.
Point after, right down the middle. And the lead is now 21-14. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And not willing to risk a return. This ball's going to come out to the 30-yard line. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And this game was all square at halftime, but now they find themselves down 7 following the opening drive touchdown here in the 3rd quarter.
And they need to take a good, relaxing, deep breath, don't you think? Because right now they might start to feel like they've got to play catch-up here and start matching them point for point. But it's still too early to get there. They can still run their offense. Plenty of time to get back in this game.
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. And he comes back with one complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. And this is caught for a Bronco touchdown. A big play there. 42 yards. And the Broncos are within an extra point of tying up this ball game. Extra point splits the uprights, and we are tied at 21. So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And these two teams have traded touchdowns so far with their first possessions here in the third quarter, so we're right back to where we started at intermission.
Yeah, how about that? Tied at the half, tied after the first two drives of the third quarter, one for each. That tells me that someone's defense has got to step up and make a big play and try and change the momentum of this game.
5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
Here we go.
From the gun, here's Fields. He completes that to Garrett Wilson. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. Tally, that is catch number 1 for him in this AFC Championship. It's a first down.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them. And these guys have been taking advantage so far.
They'll give to Hall. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
I'd say they've got to find a way to get him going. He's such a big part of their offense. I wonder if they might throw it a little and come back to the run.
Anything, because you're right. He's pretty much been completely neutralized. From a couple of yards beyond midfield, here's 2nd and 8. Play action. It's Fields. He'll be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack. They push him back 8 yards that time on 2nd down. How to approach this? 3rd down and 16 yards to go.
Here we go.
Here's Fields. And he overshot him there. It's out of bounds and complete.
1 first down here, and that's all, folks. Good work by this defense to hold things in check and force a punting situation.
They bring their punter out there now. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. He'll send this one into the mile-high air, and it's a good one. 39 yards on the punt, just 2 on the return. And it'll be 1st and 10 Broncos from deep in their own territory. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated, they're both game planned for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line, tackled there. 18 more yards there and another first down. Couple of very nice carries to start this drive out.
Yeah, 2 first downs. And how about that second one? What a nice run on that particular play. I'm telling you, they're going to start to think that this game is easy if they continue to rip off yardage like this. On
first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And that one opened up for him well as he'll take this down to the 26-yard line. Another strong gain on the last two plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards.
Would you say this offense is locked in right now?
They're having no trouble on this drive. What is it, 3 plays, 3 first downs?
Yeah, you talk about on the march. They keep this up, they'll get to that end zone real fast.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And now they're going to get him down right at the line of scrimmage.
Taken down right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. Brings up second and
1 quarter remains for the right to go on to the Super Bowl. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Welcome back now to Denver. All even as we get ready to start the fourth.
Ready up.
Here's 2nd and 10. And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. A great play there with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Broncos have broken our tie and have taken a 4th quarter lead. Extra point right down the middle. And they will take a 7-point lead. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And we will not have a return. They'll bring this to the 30. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They need a touchdown to tie it. Of course, they know full well they won't have too many more possessions, if any, in this championship game. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down.
Here we go.
To throw is Fields. And check down, complete to Hall. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. Fields now to throw. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And it's caught. Touchdown. A great effort there. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Blues are an extra point away from tying this game here in the 4th. We are set up for a fantastic finish now. A 4th quarter touchdown here. We're an extra point away from a tie football game.
And I know they're thinking about possibly going for 2, but I'd go ahead and kick this one and just get it back to level.
These fans on pins and needles. A Super Bowl berth on the line, tied in the 4th quarter as the kick is away. And no run back forthcoming, so this will come out to the 30. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And this one likely on the short list for Game of the Year candidates. And boy, did it come in a good one here in the playoffs. All tied in the 4th with a berth to the Super Bowl on the line. Buckle up, everybody. They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. Dances by him. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 67 yards rushing for him now with a couple of touchdown runs to boot.
Now that's a big-time run. Lightning in a bottle, forget it. He exploded out of the bottle for that type of a pickup.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on 1st down. Oh, no, he lost the football. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down. 2nd and 7.
Brings up 2nd and 7.
Riggs! Go street! Jack, Panther! Hurt!
Oh, no, he lost the football. It's going the other way. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line.
Well, so much for the 4-minute offense. They were trying to reduce the clock, get in position to win the game, and leave no time for them to come back and catch them. And guess what? They turned the ball over. Yeah, I mean, they had it all set up for themselves, and they let it get away.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. The fumble recovery certainly has put them in the driver's seat. 1st and 10, all tied here in the 4th. It's caught inside the 25. And they're going to have this way down deep in Denver territory. And they rattle off a big one. 57 yards. All 3 timeouts plus the 2-minute warning. Here's 1st and 10. Back to throw. Fields flushed out right. And Fields going to have the first down before sliding to a halt to avoid the contact. Getting down to the good stuff. All tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports. Here's 1st and goal. They'll run with Hall. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 9.
When we say the game's on the line, I don't think we're overstating it here. These next few plays could very well decide this one. Advantage defense there on 1st and goal as they're able to get in and force the loss on that play.
Now from the 9, here's 2nd and goal. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. Now, what's the thinking here? Because a touchdown would be nice, but you've ensured yourself a chance at 3 in the lead, so how worried are you about the 6?
You're not very worried about if you're confident in your kicker. And if you got a kicker who can put it through the post, you feel really good about trying to bleed that clock down. In an ideal scenario, your kicker puts it through the...
And he will take this one in for a touchdown. Justin Fields, a 6-yard touchdown run as his guys have taken the lead here in the final 2 minutes. Point after, right down the middle. And they will take a 7-point lead. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. This is 1st and 10. Well, looks like they'll move things around here. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
Partner, they're clearly saving those timeouts, but they still have to work with some urgency to put themselves in the right position.
Flush to his right. And he's going to get out of bounds with the first down, so that's going to double their pleasure for sure. They get the first and save a timeout.
That's good for a Denver Broncos. First and 10, 32-yard line.
And now here's a carry heading left. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. Here's second down. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And he'll be brought down after a gain of about 9. And compounding things, it's now third down as well.
On a second and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still run the football and gain enough yardage to put themselves in a good spot on third down.
Oh, and this is nervous time now. They decided to go for it right there. Fortunately, still a little bit of time left for another shot, but this one almost certainly has to be in the end zone.
He finds his man, complete. It's Brooks. Now they do indeed get the timeout, so all is not lost. They'll have a chance for one final heave to the end zone. They'll come up first and 10 here. One final shot. They'll look to throw. This to possibly force OT. And that is going to be incomplete. Boy, they got the tip they were looking for but couldn't secure it. And this one's over. And the AFC champion has been crowned onto the Super Bowl. There cannot be a better feeling than this.
It's almost indescribable. And when we talk to players from the past, a lot of them mention getting to the